Okay, let's begin. I'm Psychic Detective Flip. We're going to begin this harrowing tale at me pulling off getting the Annabelle alien demon thingy on video, alone at the 13th story haunted asylum, Kings Park, Halloween night. An angel voice named Blurry, yeah, or I'm just insane, but obviously not, and the God voice to the building after midnight when it struck into Halloween rainy night. I would like to begin this video by saying that I'm the worst filmmaker on the planet. I couldn't even get the dolls in the video. I wanted to say, of course you know Annabelle, right? So the being Malphas, this thing witch doll shows up on the highway at the opposite end. You have Kings Park on one side, Sacticos Highway of the island north. Then on the Sacticos Highway south is Pilgrim State, another psychiatric center. They're both completely haunted and dangerous. And this being shows up on the highway hitchhiking, taped to a sign. And I realized after I figured out this was Malphas, Malphas was toying with me by putting this doll there. As crazy as that sounds, wanted to test me to see if I had the guts to show up on Christmas with a Santa Claus doll to face the witch doll, and I had the guts. Now I got the glory, and I also got little orphan Annie. I just happen to be homeless. This is my mom's powerful ghost, Holy Ghost Valerie, one I call Saint Valerie, joining me in the battle against evil. So I end up with her little orphan Annie doll. Symbolic? I think so. I'm gonna see if I could conjure up the little ghost girl Marcella to get the whole story, because I know the Annabelle's case, the case that never ends. 40 years with the Warrens. Did the being Malphas mind control the Warrens to get, hear me out, to get the Annabelle doll made in the movies that are not true about the being who never heard a fly, except maybe the Lord of the Flies, Astaroth, I think that's the name of the flies, and that like Malphas could see through the eyes of crows and ravens, can also see through the Annabelle doll. You better be careful if you get an Annabelle doll. This is not a toy to play with. Pun intended. Over and out, you've been flipped. So I got this being on video, 15-second video, and here's where the case begins. I crossed over to hell a long time ago during a suicide, died in my mother's arms, came back to life. It kicked something off. I don't know if this all stuff began before then or whatever, but I was born a super psychic. I was been obsessed for a lot of years with cases. This was the first case I took on. So I create an activist movement. I get cyberbullied. My mother ends up dead. She was stressed. This was she gave up hope when all this went down. I was this close to success. Cursed by the devil. When my mother died, I ended up homeless. Her cat ended up homeless. I left on my birthday to be reborn. So I ended up homeless. After this event, the evil, I wanted to face a demon. So I went up against the Ouija board, Demon Zozo, and I was forced into the employment prisons. And I didn't want to lose my job. I had to get rid of the Ouija board. So I'm working, I'm homeless, nothing to show for it. You know, disabled my entire life. But most disabled people have special abilities. And, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I'm almost a year homeless, right? And I remember I went to see Annabelle Comes Home. And then that day at the mall, I saw the Annabelle doll there. And so, what I'm doing is, I'm praying to God so intensely at these boring employment prisons, the new slavery, man. Well, we willingly just give our lives over to these employment prisons, man. Documentary coming soon. And what happened was, I'm praying, God, give me something. I'm bored out of my death, give me something big, please. So the voice of God and the angel Blur tells me to take on the Annabelle case. I was so excited, I dived right in. This little warrior right here, I not knowing what's gonna go on. First thing, you have the movie The Conjuring. So I'm a psychic conduit, you know, spirit alchemist. I feel this being is real. There's something with this doll. Everyone's reaction was going nuts because of it. And the first thing that happened as soon as I took on the case, these black crows started following me, man. It was unbelievable.
Oh, my children. They follow me everybody. Don't play, man. Yo. You think I'm kidding, man? They're all crows, man. They're here because of me. Nobody believes, man. The problem is going on here. Such a little belief. Everyone thinks the world is material. And money, they don't get it. That's the evil order trying to destroy our souls. This is all me right here. What are the falling now? They follow. We don't get it yet. They follow. Look at that. When you touch right down, son. This is like better than you know. The Joker's here. What's going to be called the Joker? You ain't be called.
I'm sitting there like a kid in a candy store, YouTube and documenting as an entertainer, psychic detective, paranormal investigator, demon detective at your service. These crow populations within less than 2 months grow into the thousands before my eyes. Also, the first picture I got of the Annabelle doll was actually at the movie It, and it looked live-like. I didn't want to forget to say that. I'm taking on the case, and I'm told by the voice of God and the angel voice blare that I'm supposed to go to the haunted asylum on Halloween. It's a paranormal gravitational force big enough for something to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was told by the voice of God and everything that the crows are going to leave after Halloween. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. It took me so long to, this is now, we're talking about Halloween last year. Now we're in February of 2020, Halloween 2019. I got Annabelle, the weird thing coming out of the wall. 3-horned rare demon. No, it's not Leonard. Okay, it took me a while to really figure it out. So I get Annabelle on video, and I was told the crows were going to leave after after October 31st. All of November goes by. Not a single crow I see for the entire month. Yeah, I'm thinking, it's like Ace Ventura, Finkel, and Einhorn in it together. How? Why? What the heck is up with the crows? So God never just tells you what the truth is. You gotta bust your spine to figure it out. So now this hits me a couple days back, because we go into 2020. Wait. There wasn't a crow for all of November. Then December 1st, 1 crow shows up at my job at the top of the tree, just looking at me. You know the way crows do, like in the movie The Crow. Crows are in between spirit world. It's also, I was taking on a case of the psychiatric centers, the asylums built on ancient Indian burial ground. You got to watch the whole documentary to understand everything that went down, man. I lost my mind. We're on to a new Angels and Saints documentary 2020, all right? The 1 crow shows up. Couldn't figure out what it was till 2020 hit. Everyone's talking about all the crazy stuff's going on. So guess what happens next? The biblical plague of locusts, billions of them, as a psychic detective. The demon Abaddon. Wherever it goes, you could probably track wherever these billions of billions, man! Billions! Imagine that coming to eat everything. This demon Abaddon is out there in the Middle East and Europe, and who knows what this thing is doing. That's one that you do not want to get in contact. You do not want to see that thing, man. Abaddon. So, after this, I'm realizing, there's something real here, but we got to go back 1 second, where the story begins with the Annabelle Raggedy Ann doll is the man that created the Raggedy Ann doll. His daughter, Marcella, died from a smallpox vaccine that was tainted with smallpox. She loved rag dolls, so he creates the Raggedy Ann story to keep her story alive for a big reason. So the psychic that I am, I Google smallpox demon, dates back all the way to ancient Japan. See, I'm investigating. They couldn't defeat the smallpox demon, right? So I'm investigating these psychiatric centers built on ancient native, what they call Indians, indigenous people that were here in what they call America now, that their lands were stolen. They just imagine you have all your families, millions, all of the people come, evil people come, and they steal the land, and they massacre, and they use the smallpox demon to kill off most of the natives. You see how it all comes together. I think that the being I got on video slayed the smallpox demon. I know, call me crazy if you will, yeah. If I wasn't so insane, I'd think that I was crazy, but Joker pun. So I realized most angels and demons, they bring something physical with them, an animal. Like angels could maybe bring butterflies or something. So I quickly realized, I look it up on the internet. The Crow Demon, Lord of the Crows, Malphas. Of course it's Malphas, the magic one. Look at it cast a spell on me in the second time it shows up. It says it could appear as a dark tan. First it appears as crows, then it appears to you. Three-horned alien demon thing, three-horned structures, so it's one of the most powerful. It's not just a two-horned one. This is something. No wonder the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine Warren, couldn't figure this one out. This was one mystical, mythical, magical, billions-year-old alien fallen angel thingy. Doesn't answer to anyone except maybe Lucifer's son Satan. I don't know. See, you see, Blur is coming through a little bit now. He's starting to feel the vibe of him. Lucifer's brother Blur, that I believe I joined on the mission, whatever it is, to fight for the innocent and to fight against evil. So this being shows up, gives the human race a gift of proving that these beings exist, to up the stakes, because I think they're a little upset that, Lucifer rebelled against God, saying that we weren't worthy of God. So I think God cast them out and said, the angels of Lucifer joined Lucifer, of course. And God said, you know what, go defeat them then if they're so unworthy. Go test them, go defeat them, and they haven't been able to. So now I got this being in my life, and if I'm not worthy enough of God and the angels, this thing's going to tear me a new one. But I think it passed on an ability in battle, but I think I figured it out. This is Malphas. You've been blurred. Ciao! Check out the blog to find out all the info and the timeline later.